Hey guys, that's right. D here is back with a brand new episode of Table Cheese with Anton Sixxx and myself. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow. And guess what? Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 39 of the Table Cheese Podcast. Almost at the big 4-0.
Almost. I want to hit that milestone.
Right. Joining me as always, we have D, the man behind FTO Nerd Talk.
What's up, everybody? It's just fun to be back on Table Cheese.
And so we got a jam-packed show for you guys this week. I'm going to be talking about Fortnite and a lot of the big things that came to Fortnite. We're going to be talking about the Game Awards, some of the notable winners, and some of the big announcements that came out of it. And then we're also going to talk about the GTA 6 trailer, because I'm not sure if Dee's watched it yet.
I've watched it, but I haven't talked about it. And like you say jam-pack a lot. You say jam-pack on your other show, too. But like you meant it this time. This is a jam-pack.
It's always jam-packed, D. You know? Got to get that content crammed in there.
Shove it in. But yeah, the GTA 6, oh my goodness, yes, I saw that.
So, what were your impressions watching the GTA 6 trailer? Because it's been 10 years since the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, and now we have a 2-year wait between now and release.
And last time we heard about it was when some stuff got leaked.
Well, also Take-Two has been talking with their financials, saying that, hey, fiscal year 2024 is going to be crazy. I don't know what monumental landmark game we could be releasing in that time frame, but just know our projections are off the charts, and it's like you put two and two together. It's like, the company funding Grand Theft Auto 6, a game that has leaked like we've known has existed for a long time at this point.
Oh, you saying you think it was intentional?
Oh no, the leak of the video content, them reporting it that they're projecting for their financial year, like just being crazy, like that was super obvious because there's nothing else in their portfolio that would sell billions of dollars worth of copies.
Like Grand Theft Auto, correct. So but I saw the trailer. I thought it was cool. It felt like Miami Vice. The Miami GTA, and it had a Vice City. Thank you. Had a Vice City feel to it, but like they're going back to Florida, so you got the Liberty City vibes, and they could possibly throw like some nods inside there, I'm sure. But the way it looked, man,
from people who know absolutely nothing about games to even the most hardcore gamer. Because I saw a lot of the leaked content. I knew there was going to be a female playable protagonist. There was a lot of stuff that we got from that. But that was in development footage. Getting the trailer and seeing, that was the first thing that caught me off guard. Is how good. Like we talked about ray tracing early on doing Table Cheese. It seems like the game's going to have full ray tracing from day one. And that just adds
that's going to be attached to it, regardless, day one?
Well, it was in the trailer. They showcase there's a part on a highway at night where it's raining, and the puddles have ray-traced reflections of a truck driving by. And so, certain scenes, they'll, do really convincing, preset lighting to kind of showcase the game. But in that particular instance, that wasn't the focus of the shot of the trailer. It was trying to show the characters, trying to highlight the social media feature in the game. But so for that to have ray traced reflections,
you recognize it right off the bat.
So the opening shot of the protagonist, they show her in a window and the light hitting the orange jumpsuit and it kind of bouncing that orangish hued light off onto her face.
Yeah.
And so something like that can be faked. like easily. Like you can easily go in and edit and like set the camera just right and do a lot of the movie magic tricks of making that shot work. But the shot, like the shot later on in the trailer that shows ray tracing and shows actual reflections of the game world in a just completely like throwaway corner of the video. It's not even like the focal point of that. And if you're watching the trailer again, it's the shot where the guy is like flipping somebody off.
Okay.
Like he got out of his car door and is standing there and is flipping somebody off. If you look at the puddles on the ground, they reflect the traffic in the scene in real time. So that's what is leading me to think that day one, a major feature of Grand Theft Auto, because Grand Theft Auto 5 currently has ray tracing on console.
Right. That's one of the ones like you mentioned, like with the Spider-Man games we talked about in a previous episode. But I guess I didn't notice that at all. Wow. And like they're waiting a year to release this too, aren't they?
2025. So
like a year and a half. Oof.
And
they want to work out all those problems. Like there'll be problems. There's always a problem when a new game comes out. But like they want to work out those big problems.
Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto 5 is the most profitable media piece of media in existence. Ever. Better than any movie, better than anything.
Anything.
More people have experienced Grand Theft Auto 5 than have experienced Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
And spent more money to do it.
It's a lot of folks. There's a lot of people.
So
like my kid was saying that to me, like what's so important about this game? I never played Grand Theft Auto. Like, you may not think you played Grand Theft Auto, but like I'm telling you right now, you played the engine that Grand Theft Auto is based on, or you watch videos on YouTube that has like the Grand Theft Auto engine attached to it. Like you may not like even those kid videos where you see like the monster trucks and the balls being thrown in the water, like that's Grand Theft Auto. Like that's that whole setup is a Grand Theft Auto set. Like that's all that is a level. They put it together and like they do a kids video from it. That's Grand Theft Auto. So you may not think you've been a part of that world, like you have been a part of that world for sure.
Right, and it's so far-reaching. Like I remember Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out. Yeah. I was 19, and
jeez, God, I was like just turning 35. My God. No, I was just turning like 30, like 10 years ago. I was just turning 30. God. 30.
10 years ago from the release of the trailer was the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, originally on Xbox 360 and PS3. So 10 years ago from right now.
That story was so good. Like you got hooked in that story. Like,
I never beat GTA 5.
No, I tried. I couldn't do it either.
I had it on Xbox 360. I had it on PS4. I now have it on PS5, and I never make it far past getting Trevor. Like once that you have the three characters and you kind of like, I think probably the first heist, but then after that it's just like,
I want to do some side stuff. Let's go do some side stuff.
Right. Let's go wreak havoc. Let's go do the GTA thing.
Let's go reenact Fight Club. Come on, let's go do that.
That was Red Dead. So some of my friends, Red Dead Redemption 2, all they did is they got online, they got into like a bar fight, and they were just fighting. Like, they were like, Red Dead is just the bare knuckle Fight Club.
Love it. Love it. That's awesome. I was talking to Justin Blaze. He was telling me about how he's the GTA 6 trailer made him think about Red Dead Redemption 2 and like how that really pivotally changed his idea of the game. Like he's not really excited for GTA 6. I called BS on that. I'm just like, you come on, come on. This game looks phenomenal. I am not like as hardcore of a gamer as I used to be, but like let's be real. This game looks absolutely extremely amazing. It reminds us like why they are like top tier sandbox game. So like, you know, like, hey Justin, I feel you. Like you don't like GTA 6 or GTA 5, but you know, come on. This looks crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things like as a gamer, you kind of owe it to yourself because that's all anybody like I was out of work the end of last week, like essentially recovering from streaming the Game Awards and just being wired at 2 a.m. Just like after the stream and the amount of announcements and the amount of content, I booted up Monster Hunter Rise right after the Game Awards and just played some Monster Hunter Rise.
That's your go-to. That's your default game. Is it still your default game?
14's my default game.
Oh, wow.
Well, Fortnite and Final Fantasy 14, I would say, are my two default games.
All right.
But Monster Hunter has its like ebbs and flows, and it ebbed, man.
A good night that game at War Nights, right on.
All right, so I guess to transition to talking about Fortnite, because a lot has happened in Fortnite. This week they had their Big Bang event with their Eminem concert, and they announced all these different game modes. And now all of the game modes that are out, and I've had an opportunity to play two out of the three new ones. The only one I haven't played yet is Lego Fortnite, and that's just because the other game modes have been so good. It's been there on the menu the whole time, but I'm just,
And I know, like, you got like your whole process with this, but can we start with the rocket racing one?
Yeah, we can start anywhere because all of these are equally amazing. So yeah, rocket racing from the developer Psyonix, known for supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars, which later turned into Rocket League. And then now we have rocket racing within Fortnite as a full playable game with surprising depth. It has a ranked mode already. They are selling cosmetics for it on the shop. There are cosmetics available for it in the Battle Pass, but it has the Rocket League level of mechanics and production.
That's what I was thinking about before the show. So, like, I heard like a Rocket League game that came out that looks familiar to Rocket. Like, that's the one. That's it.
That's the one. Rocket Racing. So they just brought over Rocket League mechanics and everything and made a competitive online racing game within Fortnite.
I'll tell you, my favorite part about this is the fact that, like, the characters are on top of the car.
No, they're actually not.
Come on, that was just a preview. Bullshit.
Yes. That was just something for the trailer.
Oh, I saw it. That would have been so fucking cool.
Yeah, so they have, like, they broke up the locker into what cosmetics you have can be used in what game modes. Okay. And as far as, like, the rocket racing stuff, I just have, like, the default car, a few unlocks of decals for it that I've gotten through playing. But, yeah, your character that you use across Battle Royale, Save the World, Fortnite Festival, the same character you use across all those things, they are not used. They might drive the car, but the perspective you're racing at, you would never be able to tell that.
Boo! They got to fix that. They got to fix that.
What they need to fix is I have thousands of cosmetics in Rocket League, and I need them to bring those over to Rocket Racing, because they could have done this as a game within Rocket League. Granted, they would have had to update Rocket League to Unreal Engine 5 because Fortnite runs in Unreal Engine 5, and so Rocket Racing runs in Unreal Engine 5. Rocket League is a Unreal Engine 4 game. And while porting is not like the simplest thing, they are backed by Epic, the creators of Unreal Engine. So,
like, it's doable.
Yeah,
it's doable.
I really honestly feel like it's doable, like, because a lot of the assets, like a lot of those workflows continue to work from Unreal Engine 4 into Unreal Engine 5. Okay. So considering they're still consistently updating Rocket League, I'm thinking that one of their big pushes should be, find a way to have Rocket League and Rocket Racing both on Unreal Engine 5 and have a lot more crossover as far as, like, the things people have unlocked in Rocket League. Like, Rocket League's been around more than 5 years at this point, so There are people like I have the platinum trophy on PlayStation for Rocket League. Like I
I
played
still
it.
see people on X or Twitter talk about it there as well. They still talk about Rocket League like it's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So no,
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like and then they were bought by Epic, and people thought that would slow them down. That really just kind of ramped them up with being able to add more content to that game. And this
Right.
whole time in the background, they've been working and making all these other games. So Rocket Racing is the new game from Psyonix under the Fortnite umbrella, and I can report that it's great.
Right
It's
on.
not
Got
my
it. A plus.
favorite edition of Fortnite, but it's really good. Like, and I know that my favorite edition is not necessarily for everybody, but
You
this
gotta
might
give it a letter grade, like A to F. What would you give it?
A is like the top. I'd give it probably a B.
Oh, that's not bad. It's not
Yeah.
bad.
Not, and I mean, I know there are people out there that it'll be A plus,
Right.
100% slam dunk home run for, and so
That's good. That's better. It's better than D, and it's way better than C. It's like B's not bad. I think that's good. That's go. That's buy it. That's like let's go out and buy it kind of material.
but it's free.
So even better.
So go out and enjoy it. Like that's the one thing that, and I'll talk a little bit about this because I didn't get a chance to talk about it on the Cheesy Controller podcast. But so many people don't want to download Fortnite because the stigma of Fortnite is for kids.
Right.
Fortnite like is not a serious game. Fortnite's the thing you hear the kid at the restaurant crying about V-Bucks, like
Right. On
that,
their phone.
like, right, yeah, that is kind of like the perception that Fortnite has, and even something that kids like potentially even more. Minecraft doesn't have that same stigma. There are people that I know that are open-minded to trying Minecraft
Because
who've
it's
never
STEM.
played.
It's STEM. Yeah.
Right, but there are just people like I was playing with two of my friends. We were playing Monster Hunter the other night, and one of them wanted to go play Rocket Racing, and the other one's like, "Oh, what's that? Like, I heard about that at the Game Awards. Like, how do I get that?" I'm like, "You got to download Fortnite." He's like, "Nope, I'm out." He's like,
Wow.
"I'm not downloading Fortnite," and so I think that's one of the big barriers that Epic is going to have to deal with is the fact that all these games are like separate executables. It's like Roblox essentially now, where they have the modes that are like the big official modes, but then there are
Right.
a bunch of community created things, and like you go into Fortnite and it brings up like this Hulu like menu of like, do
Right.
you want to play Battle Royale? Do you want to play Lego Fortnite? Do you want to play Fortnite festivals? Do you want to play Rocket Racing? Do you want to play this kid super jump rainbow ramp thing over here? Do you want to play the fan made version of Among Us? Do you want to like, there are all these different things that, but there are people that are just like, oh, Fortnite, no thanks. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's
for a
to
lot of you
their
out there,
detriment.
it's the same type of energy that people have with Teen Titans Go. So, like, if you know about Teen Titans Go, like with the very cartoony animation, but like, if you watch the show, you realize like this is a hallmark to like Teen Titans. Like it's a lot like that
Right.
show, but like it's kind of making fun of itself and calling out the points that happened to fill in stories that we didn't get in that show. Like this show's actually really good, and you don't get that experience because like you're so busy saying to yourself like, well, Fortnite. I'm not doing Fortnite. Yeah, it's the same thing.
And you're missing out on the new game from Psyonix, built into Unreal Engine 5, that is Rocket League, but it's a racing game. Like
Fortnite, if you like Fortnite or not, like the fact that that's the thing, like that's what you should be taking away from this is what he just said there.
right, and it's the same thing. So the thing that I would give an A plus out of this new update is Fortnite Festival. It has a rotating cast of about 6 songs that rotates daily, and it is a rhythm game that is the best rhythm game I've played since Rock Band 4. Because it is from Harmonix, the developers of Rock Band, who Epic also bought, and we're like, okay, they do music, they're going to be helping with these concert things, like that happened around the time of the Travis Scott stuff, and so we kind of saw that happening, but we're like, it's sad we're not going to get another rhythm music game from Harmonix, who are like, they are the best music game developers out there, period. And
You
so
talked him up a lot. Yeah.
well, I mean, if you've ever played Rock Band and enjoyed Rock Band, that's them. They actually started Guitar Hero underneath Activision and then went with EA to make Rock Band. And like, so hang on.
Oh,
nobody's gonna see this because we're not releasing the video of this, but you gotta see this, D.
I'll see this. He's grabbed one of his props. He has so many of them. Oh, no way.
I have my Rock Band 4 guitar that still works, and it's the PS4 version, so it has Bluetooth, which means it'll connect to my PS5.
And you guys can see this, but like it's like crisp condition. It's nice. He got like fingerprints on it, but
well, yeah, it's kind of dusty because like I bought it with Rock Band 4 on the PS4 and then played it more than anybody had any good reason to be playing Rock Band 4. Like, but we'll
get you a GoFundMe. Don't worry, we'll get you like. Anton needs a glass case for his Guitar Hero 4 controller.
Because I'm going to need it. They've already announced top of their priorities is getting compatibility with actual Rock Band instruments in Fortnite Festival. Baby. It was already great. So
Christmas came early for Anton.
Because it dropped. Like, they did the Eminem portion in the concert, and I was like, this looks like Rock Band. But Fortnite, you need to play on like a regular controller. And it's like, okay, I could see that working because they've done it before. Harmonix made Amplitude. I played the PS4 version. I never played the PS2 Amplitude for like the real hardcore Harmonix fans out there. But
I was going to say like that because like fans do get into it with the controller. They go pretty hard with the controller interface.
Well, so they would do... Early Guitar Hero, you could play with the controller without needing a plastic instrument. Later, Rock Band games required instruments. But then they would do side projects, which were games you could play on just controller. They did Rock Band Unplugged on PSP, which to this day is one of my favorite PSP games of all time. Just like
you heard it here first. There you go. FTO Nerd first. There you go.
That's actually kind of like one of those games that I want to get on PSP, but the price just keeps going up, and it's like, oh, like it would have been a stretch before, but now it's even more of a stretch. Like, and it's only getting worse. So
you know, like an old buddy of mine who always complained about not getting into Bitcoin. Man, I should have gotten into Bitcoin when I had that chance to. Man, I could have so much money over there right now.
That's everybody. Like
that's everybody.
Either.
Off that train before it happened. Oh, man.
But, and yeah, like probably maybe my birthday, something like that, a special occasion, I'll get myself a copy of Rock Band Unplugged on PSP.
Right on.
But, and unfortunately, it was never released digitally because that, man, I would play the life out of that on my Vita. I would play the life out of that on my Steam Deck.
Can't go no further. I'm done. You can't tell me nothing else.
Right, Vita would have been handheld of all time, best handheld of all time. If it could, like PSP is probably the best handheld of all time. One of the reasons being, you know, Crisis Core originally released there, and Rock Band Unplugged is exclusive to there still.
You know, I'm a big fan of the multiverse and like seeing different versions of everybody and stuff like that. I would like to see like the different versions of Anton, like if things like kept going or stopped going. Like if Xbox had just stopped making Xboxes after the 360, I want to see that universe's Anton and how did he react to like the atmosphere of gaming with Xbox being gone, like stuff like that. Like a very
Xbox has kind of shot themselves in the foot, so like they might not be making more Xboxes after the current gen. So.
He said that out loud. Oh my goodness. Oof. They have been having troubles. I won't deny that. They have been having troubles.
Like, look at first of all, it'll be almost impossible for you to find the numbers of the amount of Xbox Series X and S that have sold because they don't release those numbers because they're not good. And then if you somehow, like, let's say you got a friend that works at Microsoft. Let's say somehow you were to obtain those numbers. Just compare them to PS5 numbers and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I remember it was so long that, like, a while Xbox was top. The 360 era, like they were top. The X Series came
by
out.
the end of that generation, the PS3 had sold more than the Xbox 360 globally.
Correct.
Because in Japan and in Europe,
reign supreme.
Right. And then it picked up a lot in North America, like towards the end. So by the end of that generation, by the time 2013 and the Xbox One and PS4 were out, the PS3 had sold more. And now the PS4 has sold more than the Xbox One across that entire generation. And now I guarantee it's probably 5-1. It's probably that much of a massacre of PlayStation versus Xbox on a sales front this generation.
Let me ask you. Take a pause for a second. Talk about the next topic, which was Lego Fortnite. Just so you all know, I'm just taking a little pause. Not being host, but I want to hear his opinion about this. What is like the detrimental factor with Xbox? Is it the fact that like it's not compatible internationally? Is it because like the name recognition? Is it because it's Microsoft? What's the big problem with Xbox in your gamer opinion?
They are giving people too many options to play Xbox games, but not own an Xbox.
Oof. All right. He just put it out there. I mean, that's
because
valid.
It's like Game Pass is on PC. A lot of their like smaller like Xbox games like Cuphead and Ori are on other platforms. Minecraft, one of the biggest Xbox game studios games everywhere. In existence, is everywhere. So instead of Microsoft saying, hey, we bought Minecraft, and if you want to keep playing Minecraft, buy an Xbox, which would have worked. That would have worked.
That's what PlayStation does. That's why, like you said last episode, like
that's what
you
Nintendo
don't play PlayStation when you're doing stuff like this. Yeah, like why would they do that? Like that's actually just going to like lose all their money for their consoles. They're going to do that. Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah,
right.
That's exactly
Nintendo and PlayStation, but Xbox in the same conversation. Minecraft, their biggest first party. Spider-Man is PlayStation's biggest first-party game right now, and it sold tens of millions of copies. Minecraft has sold hundreds of millions of copies.
Yeah.
Where can you play Spider-Man? Only on PlayStation. Where can you play Minecraft? Anywhere and everywhere. So that's the difference. Like Microsoft, they've bought a lot of things, but like even I know you saw the Blade announcement during the Game Awards.
Yes, the game for it. Yes. I have. I did not watch the trailer because like that is something I may actually want to play. So,
well, watch the trailer. It's a teaser trailer. There's no spoilers. No, there. Yeah, watch the trailer. I highly recommend it. So
I'll give it a shot. All right, we'll do.
But there was no Xbox branding on that. There is a chance that even though Microsoft owns Bethesda, that owns Arcane, who's developing that Blade game for Marvel Games, there is a chance that that game is going to come to PlayStation. Because all the PlayStation games during the Game Awards, they had that PlayStation blue screen, then they did PlayStation Studios, and they led into whatever they were going to talk about. Whether it was God of War, or whether it was Helldivers, or whether... So the different trailers that they showed.
And like I should say, like for a lot of folks, they know when you see that blue PlayStation sign, you know it's exclusivity. Like it's only for Xbox.
Not necessarily, because they signed partnering deals with like Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is definitely not exclusive. But when you see a Call of Duty commercial on TV, it shows like the blue PlayStation logo and then goes into Call of Duty, and that's just because they have a marketing deal that. You know that Call of Duty is not exclusive to PlayStation.
They don't put like PlayStation exclusive, but if you don't see any other consoles at the end of the commercial, you know it's exclusively to PlayStation.
Both PlayStation and Xbox have done that with Call of Duty commercials during the 360 generation. There were people that thought it did not come out on PS3 because it would just end with Xbox and it would just show the Xbox case of the game. So, and they do that now with PlayStation. So like Call of Duty, it ends and you see a PS4 box and a PS5 box and a PS4 and a PS5.
And that's it, huh?
Right. You're not seeing Xbox case box of the game anywhere in that commercial.
All right. See, I'm behind the times. There you go.
So, yeah, that is it's interesting. It's really interesting that Microsoft, because that's something else I added in the notes was OD, which is the new game coming from Hideo Kojima.
Perfect.
So, OD, the new game from Hideo Kojima, was announced at the Game Awards. And D, you started before we were recording looking up information on it. And I'm glad that you missed the other name that's attached to this project.
Okay.
The other name attached to this horror game coming from Hideo Kojima is Jordan Peele.
Right, I saw that in passing. That's right. We don't know much about it. It seemed like it was a teaser trailer that came out for this.
Very much. It was like a couple of different actors' faces, and you just kind of like saw their faces and like them having reactions of being scared by things or being like terrified by things, and that was pretty much it.
Oh, this is gonna be. It's gonna be something. Like I know like a lot of folks weren't happy with the last film Jordan Peele. Like I wouldn't say like you know like resoundingly disappointed by the last film, but not as much as like you know as Get Out or like any of his other films. But his writing alone, and like as we know, Peele is also an artist and a gamer and a nerd to boot.
He's talked about recently, so he was actually, Kojima does a podcast, Brain Structure, and Jordan Peele has been on it a few times recently, and in recent interviews, he said like something that he would really like to do with his career is make a video game. So having these two like huge names, and Kojima said that Jordan isn't the only one he's working with. And just judging by the people that Kojima's been around lately, like, and some of these people are for Death Stranding, some of these people, because he's working on both projects at the same time. We're probably going to get Death Stranding 2 sooner, and OD's going to be further out. But,
there's not as much talk in the grapevine about part 2 of that. Like we saw in the trailer last year, I think it was.
And then there just hasn't been any additional news outside of Kojima tweeting, because Kojima, he's shown Timothée Chalamet at his studio, and we know Timothée Chalamet is a huge gamer. He's shown Jordan Peele, and obviously it's for this.
Sorry. I mean, it was a skit that he and like Pete Davidson did on SNL. Skeet, drop that skeet, skeet. I really hate my mom. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was hilarious, but it was.
I think because that was on a more recent season, right?
It was like I think it was last week Saturday's episode. Yeah, because he was a host of the show. That wasn't the only joke he did, but like that was the one that I want to talk about right now. He made a homage joke that did not land well, not at all.
Well, we're gonna keep it on the positive side.
Keep on the positive side. But like talking about Jordan Peele, this is cool because last time I heard about Jordan Peele, he was attached to a Gargoyles movie, but like that movie got scrapped. But there's gonna be a TV series that's gonna be coming back, like a live action TV series of Gargoyles that's supposed to be coming out soon, and hopefully. Like with a game coming out, the Gargoyles having a TV show, we can see Peele attached to that. It's still Disney, but this is cool, man. Like I was looking up all the other Japanese developers, like and creators that I may have seen in the 80s and 90s, and you in like the early 2000s, like Miyamoto, like Miyazaki. Like you got like a lot of these things, like and you know, of course, Kojima. Right. Like a lot of these artists and developers that we kind of grew up with are still around and doing incredible things that are making us rethink how we see things. And the boy and the hero, like I keep nothing but amazing things about that. Like you are still talking about Final Fantasy constantly, even like you know, even still you're talking about it. Like and Kojima is still putting like his work out there. So like it's cool to see this, and that's another reason why why PlayStation's on top and so is Nintendo, like as opposed to Xbox. As we talked about earlier, just this is
because a lot of the people from Xbox are gone. Like Nintendo still has Miyamoto. Iwata passed a few years ago, but Nintendo had Iwata basically until the end, and so there's like this culture in Japanese studios where you're seeing like Kojima was with Konami for decades,
Right.
and then that fell apart, but Kojima came right back. Death Stranding came out quicker than anybody expected it to.
It was nuts. Yeah.
Because
nuts.
Kojima was known for taking his sweet time with his games and it really showing in the game. But Death Stranding had that level of care and level of detail, and it came out quicker. So, and now him working in his own studio capacity, I think we haven't seen the best thing out of Kojima yet.
I resoundingly agree with you. 100%.
So he was developing Silent Hills for Konami with Norman Reedus. That's how Norman Reedus
heard
ended
about
up
that.
in Death Stranding. But it was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro were the two big names attached to that game. But then when that whole relationship fell apart, so that's what I'm thinking. Jordan Peele, Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, just like that is a back-to-back. That is heavy hitter status with whatever they end up making. It could be a 10-minute short of horror, and it would be the most terrifying 10 minutes of anybody's life ever.
I keep thinking about the Twilight Zone with Peele that he hosted for a while, like in Pan's Labyrinth, and like what was this, Under the Water, that fish movie.
And then there's think about the love of mechs, because with
that's right.
Pacific Rim, and like there's just so much potential in just like this project. Too. Like typically, if there's no actual game, like what he showed is not a game. Like typically for me, I will try and reserve my hype on things where it's like there's nothing tangible about this. Like,
what are you thinking? Like AR?
When I tell you the potential is limitless, because he basically has a blank check from Xbox just saying like, because it's going to be an Xbox exclusive, whatever it's going to be. So it's a blank check from, well, they actually put the Xbox Game Studios as part of that presentation for the Kojima part. They didn't do it for the Blade part, but they did it for the Kojima part.
Gotcha.
So hopefully it's those three creators plus whoever else, because that's the thing. Kojima was talking about seeing the new Mad Max thing, Furiosa. Like he's been tweeting about that. There's a lot of people that like go to Japan to visit Kojima production. Conan O'Brien's been there. Like the list is like long as it is wide.
Do you think like George Miller? Like George Miller may be attached to this too?
Potentially. Because like Kojima, like the name Metal Gear and PT, the Silent Hills teaser, was just so influential in the horror world that it's still cited to this day despite nobody being able to play it for years. And it's a blank check from Xbox. Like I said, like if there's somebody who, there are roadblocks in the way, money can clear a lot of roadblocks for creators.
I'm just looking at the name, like the names of his celebrity friends, and there's Mads Mikkelsen, Timothy Chalamet.
Mads Mikkelsen, yeah.
Jeez.
Bring Me the Horizon. With that
Nicholas Winding Refn. Cool Runnings was apparently.
Elle Fanning, I know.
Like the hell. Like I'm like reading this article from PC Gamer. Like I'm learning a lot just from this one. Good God.
And like that's what you get following Kojima on X, formerly known as Twitter. Like
he just puts his hands in everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's vocal about it. Like that's why it's like people have put the dots together ahead of time of, okay, Jordan Peele's been on Kojima's podcast a couple times. Okay, Peele's talking about wanting to do a video game. So them coming out together at the Game Awards. I'm actually wearing my Kojima production shirt. This is one of my favorite gaming shirts. It's
Like
super
right now?
unofficial. Yeah. This is the Luden. This is the logo of Kojima Productions.
You are. Look at that. Is that coincidence or that intentional?
Coincidence. I realized
Wait,
it this far
wait.
into the conversation. No, it's just a black tee, and like as you can see, it's not in the best condition. It's like eBay. I was just like, that's a really cool logo. Checked on eBay, found this shirt for like $12, and wear it pretty regularly because I really like the Kojima Productions logo. It's probably one of my favorite logos in gaming right now.
Right on. You know what? Like someone mentioned that 2024 should be the year of tattoos. If all looking tattoos, like I can be on a train for getting a damn tattoo.
Yeah, I wouldn't get a Kojima Productions tattoo.
No.
No. I definitely I want Pokeball sprites, 6 Pokeball sprites on my arm. Like the actual pixel art from the games, and then I want to get my name in Japanese, and then I want to get the title card for Kanye's Runaway video below my right knee, the one that I cut open. Like,
so you mentioned that with me before. That one I remember hearing you talk about.
Yeah. So like I have a few. I want to get the PlayStation sacred symbols somewhere. Like the Kojima Productions logo would be pretty far down on the list. Like I'd probably get, even if we were to go gaming, I'd do probably the comet from Final Fantasy VII, the meteor.
I like your style. Like it's similar to mine. Like I've always said I want to get all 7 Dragon Balls like scattered around my body. Like my skin buries them. You know what I mean? Like in the Dragon Ball radar is on my calf. I always want to get, of course, the DC Comics logo on my body as well. Like the.
Well, you have a Batman tattoo. You're ahead of the game.
I mean, I gotta get the Superman on the back also. That's the next step.
I want to get the Sasuke curse mark, like
Ooh.
up, like above the shoulder, like the original, like 3. The one he originally got from Orochimaru.
Right.
Yeah, I want to get that tattoo. So.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds like very awesome. I feel like my kid would say the same thing. Like, oh, I want that tattoo too, Dad. Yeah.
There was a period of time I wanted to get the kanji for love, which is what Gaara has tattooed on him. But that kanji has kind of been overplayed. Like, that's one of those tattoos, like, once people were like, okay, that kanji means love, and then it was in Naruto. And, like, that's kind of what, it's like the Majora's Mask. Like, I'd want to get a Majora's Mask tattoo, but the problem is the Skull Kid mask itself is just, like, so many people have that tattoo. And, like, the Pokeball sprites, I've seen people that have, like, Pokeball tattoos, but nobody has ever done the, like, 6 sprites on your arm for the team of 6 Pokemon that you're walking with at all times.
See, now you got me thinking about the knuckle tattoos I wanted to get, and like I always wanted to have Oro. I always wanted to have that tattooed on my knuckles. You know what I mean? You get it. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm thinking even now, like something like a Scott Pilgrim tattoo would be really cool.
For a knuckle tattoo? Yeah.
Oh,
like an onomatopoeia?
Scott Pilgrim. You gotta like double up some of the letters.
Oh, jeez, that'd be wicked. Like lower your hand. I like
right?
it.
You gotta like along your thumb somehow.
But this is like what are we calling it? Like a mini episode? Like the calm before the storm?
Well, yeah. I talked about it being jam packed at the start of the show, and turns out D didn't believe me. He didn't think it was going to be enough content to fill a full episode.
Too jam-packed.
Too jam-packed. So we're going to run it back with episode 40 later on in the week. D and I are going to
we get to rock that. Nice.
It's going to be our end of the year Game of the Awards real recap special because I got probably halfway through the notes I had for this episode. So
good God, Anton. That's going to be a long episode. All right. That's going to. All right. So I'm gonna drop this one soon. I hope you guys have fun with that. I'm DM F2 Nerd Talk. You can find me wherever you find F2 Nerd Talk. And DreamHack is the next con I'm going to. I'm nervous about this one. It's a gaming con. And like they take their gaming serious there. They got esports. You can like interview people at esports. They got like the whole pamphlet, 35 pages long, like all the itinerary.
Is that this coming weekend?
The 15th through the 17th.
Yep. So smack dab in when I'm going to be out of town, because that would have been really great. The 16th and the 17th they're bringing back all the Pokemon Go Community Day Pokemon from 2 to 5 p.m. those 2 days, and I'm booked up those days.
Yeah.
So no dream hack for me. No Pokemon.
I want to be busy, guys. I can see you suspended. Well, I gotta tell you, I won't be around for that one there, boys.
But you know, life happens. Life comes at you fast, so
yeah, it does.
You got to roll with the punches.
Hey, you got your posse though, so yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Until next time, you can follow me around the internet, ChessyController-Podcast.com. You can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Anton Sixxx, 3 X's. The Game Awards made me tweet. Like, that shows how impactful the Game Awards. I put out a couple tweets.
Threads couldn't do it. Threads couldn't do it. couldn't do it.
I think I've crossed 100 followers on Threads, but it's just I have a bigger following on Instagram
Twitter.
And an even bigger following on X. So
yeah,
that's just, it's like, all right, we didn't even talk about the Final Fantasy 16 time.
that would be our opening before the Game Awards episode. There you go.
Because they shadow dropped DLC, and I played through all of it in one day and 100%. Yes, I told you, man, it was going to be a jam-packed episode. But until next time, keep it cheesy.
And take it easy. Hey guys, D here of FTO Nerd Talk. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about FTO Nerd Talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.